It's showtime. Welcome, everyone. Tonight we're broadcasting across both the KBF Facebook groups and my YouTube channel because, hey, more people the better. We've got to be talking about Catch22, fish ops, what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. And of course, I got the man, the myth, Mr. Chad Hoover out on the road doing the things, working on. Well, shit, Chad, I'll let you tell them what we got going on.
Well, one of the things that we're trying to do is develop locations for fish camps down the road. The camp is the acronym Camaraderie and Mentoring Program. And in addition to that, create a featured fishery. And the tourism bureaus really want these catch data. They really want the ability to track when people are coming and catching fish. And so what we developed is this featured fishery concept to where they can basically sponsor a leaderboard. We create an event and then we track how many fish are caught all year. We take 25% of that sponsorship, just like we do with the entry fees, and donate it to Heroes on the Water top line. We then take 50% of it and invest it into product that are prizes. And so, like, for example, I'm in Corpus Christi, kind of a crazy story. This is where both of my kids were born. I was stationed here when I got into kayak fishing. I actually stopped by the shop and talked to the shop owner of the place that I bought my first fishing kayak from. Now, it's not the first fishing kayak that I got because I bought it from a guy that I met on the beach. But I quickly outgrew that kayak. It was an Ocean Kayak Frenzy that's like 9 foot long. And I would flip it about every, third or fourth time I took it fishing. So I went to this place, Wind and Wave, here in Corpus Christi, and I bought a Ocean Kayak Scrambler XT. And that was my first kayak I bought from a kayak store. And used that boat. I walked in there today, and the owner is a gentleman named Frank, and he said, "Man, you look familiar." And I said, "Well, I should, but that was 100 pounds ago, less gray, more hair, blah blah blah." But I bought my first fishing kayak from you. He's like, "You're the guy that does this," and I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "And you started this?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we kind of did a little trip down memory lane, and it was pretty cool.
So same guy still owns the shop.
Same guy still owns it, and he's in there working within 15 minutes of closing time. Love places like that,
Yep, that's right there.
So I ended up spending a little time there. I went out this morning to try to fish with a gentleman from Corpus Christi kayak fishing. Man, bless his heart, we got out there. The wind was blowing like 20. It was gusting. It was cold. And, Corpus Christi's average year-round temperature is probably in the 80s. As hot as the surface of hell in the summertime. It does have some cold times in the winter. You can still catch fish when it's cold, but as luck would have it, or at least my luck in the last 2 years, we go out fishing in the morning because my itinerary, and I sent you my itinerary was literally like booked out pretty much all day. And it was just blowing. It was rough. And we just called it and said, "Look, man, we can't make a great video out of this. That's the whole purpose of being out here. I'd love to sit out here and catch dink trout, but every 30 minutes of my day today is scheduled. So why don't we call it? And when I'll come back down here, we'll really do it up and do some video and show what Corpus has to offer." So I get off the water. I start throwing up about 2 hours later. I don't know what it was from. Been going out of both ends. I was trying to weasel out of doing this live tonight. And JT's like, no, dude, we got to do it. I'm like, dude, can we move this to Friday?
22nd. There's no rescheduling. Got to do it.
So I laid down for about 45 minutes and set my alarm to get up for this. So if I look like death warmed over, it's because that's how I feel. But, and then, of course, this afternoon, it slicks out. There's wading birds everywhere. I could see redfish tailing in a place that I used to wade fish. Pretty crazy, man. I love the wildlife here. I was driving around on my way to get over here, and there's like deer. There's bucks chasing deer in people's front yard. There's a nice little 8-point, just like walking around. I just love the wildlife here. There's so many deer and hogs, and the fishing's amazing. And so this place also holds a special place in my heart because it's where I went to flight school. It's where I did my last enlisted tour. It's where I got my degree from Embry-Riddle, my first degree from Embry-Riddle. It's where both of my kids were born.
Yeah.
It's where I basically made the decision that ultimately altered the course of the rest of my life, which is to get into kayak fishing, you know? And so, everything about coming back to this place has got a pretty cool nostalgia to it. You know, I lost some good friends here in one of the helicopter crashes that happened that I used to be a crew chief on. So I went by and checked out that memorial over on the base. I try to do that every time I come here. Just a real kind of cool, but at the same time somber experience. But coming back here really gets me fired up about why we do what we do and why we're transitioning to more of the Catch-22 stuff, the knucklehead stuff. And yeah, man. So even though I feel like crap today, it's been a really cool, basically Corpus Christi flew me down here for a 3-day site visit, and we've got to do a lot of immersive stuff. I went to the Texas State Aquarium. I went to the USS Lexington. I went over and visited a friend who owns a kayak shop. Went to a couple of places that are like Roy's Bait and Tackle. If you've never seen so much tackle in such small square footage. And when I say small, it's not small, but there is more tackle in this place. Just to give you an example, like here's one of the real cases. That's just an aisle of line. Most people have like a section of one aisle in line. This is like lures down the back wall, which rivals most people's entire store. And it's still going. And then I try to shoot down every aisle, and every aisle is packed like floor to above your head, and there's stuff down on the floor, like on the bottom of each rail. Do you see that? Like that's reels right there. It's insanity.
That's crazy.
This is one reel cabinet that runs the full length of the front of the store. That's just the conventional side. Then they have a fly fishing side. Then they have a kayak fishing. Look, another reel cabinet with like vintage reels in it. They got Chronarchs in there from like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Jeremy still has one of those. Holy cow, yeah.
Yeah, dude. This place is like unreal with what it's got. Like their kayak fishing shop rivals dang near any kayak fishing shop in the country. Their fly fishing selection is ridiculous. Their apparel selection is ridiculous. I mean, they've got everything from Sims to Hook to Columbia to Patagonia to everything in between. So I've never seen a conventional shop with this much stuff, a fly shop with this much stuff, or a kayak shop with this much stuff. And they've got all three of them in one building. It's called Roy's Bait and Tackle. We're going to partner with them. I mean, look at that overhead view from the second floor of just their fly fishing shop. I mean, it's insane. And I remember when this thing was like 2,000 square feet and like just getting started. So if you look at the front of their building, they got kayak shop, they got the Roy's Bait and Tackle, and then they got fly shop on the other side. And then when you go inside, they've actually got all the kayaks out in the front rigged. Like they had a bona fide SS-127 with a Minn Kota Riptide on it, just rigged and ready. They got the new skiff. They got Titan X's. I mean, they stay on top of their stuff. It's an unreal shop. So we're going to partner with them for the prizes.
That's really
for
cool.
The Corpus Christi Catch-22 challenge, you know, provided that they sign off on it. Everything looks good, and we'll see how it goes from the financial standpoint. And if we get the deal done, then we'll announce it, and it'll be another way you can win prizes, trips, kayaks, gear, fishing specifically in a world-class fishery. But this is also like a vacation destination. Bring the family.
Yep.
You know, there's something for everybody here.
And that's there in Corpus Christi?
Yeah, in Corpus Christi. There wasn't a lot here when I was here, you know, but I look back on it, it's been almost 24 years since I was here. And it's grown, and they've really kind of figured out their identity. They know who they are. Like back in the day, all you thought about with Corpus Christi is it's where Selena was from and the first Whataburger. Yeah. Now they've got so much more. I just enjoyed the last couple of days kind of getting down here, disconnecting, immersing myself in the stuff that I didn't know. Going to the aquarium is cool because they have a full-size oil rig structure inside of an aquarium to show what it looks like when you go out to one of the oil rigs that's just off the coast here, which is like basically an artificial fishing reef. And, they They got tarpon suspended in this thing next to the legs. They got freaking, look at this tarpon just like slow suspending, barely moving.
Hanging around.
And then they've got massive sharks in there, jellyfish displays, otters, gators. Like, it's just an unreal place to go, even for somebody like myself. So I can only imagine, what it would be like for a kid. Like, check this dude out right here, just chilling. And then they'll come, I think they're like trained. Like, look at this guy swimming past the camera. Just a monster shark. And so anyway, I got to geek out at the aquarium. And I'm hopefully going to have an announcement here pretty soon about Corpus Christi. We got 3 or 4 other places we're working with for featured fisheries. We're going to have them scattered around the country, and we're also going to use them as host locations for building out the fish camp concept.
That's going to be awesome. And I know guys like Fishing with Cotton, who's down in Texas, wondering if that's where you're at. Yep, he's in Corpus Christi working on the future of some of the stuff that we're going to have going on. It's going to be amazing too. Saw Debo in the chat. Somebody else we need to get into a kayak. 100%.
Well, we can also have you can wade fish here, so Debo would be right at home because you don't have to have a kayak. In fact, one of the great things about Corpus Christi is about 80% of your better fisheries are all accessible by parking somewhere and just walking in.
I got you.
And so now, granted, you can't cover as much water as you can in a kayak, but you can wade fish like right into some of the best spots out there. In fact, some of the biggest speckled trout I've ever caught have all been wade fishing, where all you needed is a wading belt, is what they call it, a chest pack, and some wading boots.
I got you.
But man, let's give away some stuff. What do you think?
We're down. So
I did a random drawing of 3 states. I did have 2 3-time winners that I just was like, all right, enough's enough. I'm going to redraw. Just being honest with you.
Yeah.
And those people have already won really great stuff. So I redid the run, and everything after that came up. So giving away 2 $100 Fish USA gift cards, 2 $100 KBF gift cards. And those KBF gift cards are basically redeemable directly through me. You just shoot me a text or an email, 757-348-2232 or kayakbassfishing@gmail. And you can use it for the store, like with that KBF hat you got on. You can use it for knucklehead merch, or you can use it for entries to any of our series. And those are both $100. We did 2 of those, and then we did a lifetime membership. The lifetime membership is $650, and I did open up the lifetime membership now through the end of the year. I don't really have a set limit on it. I'm not going to really push it that hard because lifetime memberships ultimately long-term cost us, but it'll help us a little bit with cash flow and to give somebody the opportunity to sign up and never have to worry about it again. And with the lifetime membership, you get benefits at the premium level for life. So if you're wondering what the lifetime membership actually includes, and then you get some special benefits and perks, like at the national championship, there's designated parking for lifetime members. There's designated lounge for lifetime members. And we do some really cool stuff for lifetime members. So we got 1 of those that we drew. We have 3 kayaks left to give away. We've got the Crescent Shoaly, which I'm going to be doing the river and the Shoaly follow-up videos. A lot of people are wanting me to do the versus video. I just think they're 2 distinctly different boats. If you want to know the differences, just watch both videos and kind of infer the differences yourself. I think that there's a lot of other people out there that have done the versus video, so it's kind of almost been done, if you will. So the Crescent Shoaly we're giving away. We're giving away the New Canoe Unlimited, and we're giving away that Bonafide SS127 grand prize package. I haven't calculated out the full total. I know it's over 10 grand because it's an XI3, 2 FS Elite 9s on a dual mount graph, a Dakota Lithium. I think it's a 60, 24 or 12 volt, 60 amp hour to run those.
Okay.
And we've got a Torqeedo 1103, the custom mounts, like the one that I've got on my boat, the Arrowhead mount, the Spear Point mount. We've got the side plates, custom side plates. Everything's anodized, looks sexy as hell. It's got a custom FishOps edition catch board that goes with it. All that together is easily over $10,000. I do need to sit down and calculate it out because I'm probably missing some stuff. But I mean, the Torqeedo is almost $3,000. The front motor, the XI3, is that in that $1,500 range. The battery's in $1,000 range. The kayak itself is $1,700. The custom plates all told are about $450, $500.
Yeah, because Duke Catch, they just went over. I mean,
the graphs themselves are about $2,500 combined. And then we're still not done. If we can get over the 750 range, I'm going to even pour some more gas on the fire with this thing, because 750 is just such a crazy number, and we're like knocking on the door, right? So if we can get to 750, I'm going to throw in the either the NK 180 or the NK 300 for Newport vessels in that Newport or in that New Canoe Unlimited package, which puts us at about between the kayak, the grand prize, and the two other kayaks were $15,000, $16,000, $17,000 just in 3 packages. So
let me jump in 1 second, because now he's telling you guys what is coming December 22. I mean, 1 month from today. And like Daniel here, Mr. Go down to Gunnersville and catch a 22-inch PB. He's talking to one of his students who just finished up basic and is back to school for his senior year, and talked to him about joining Knucklehead Catch 22. Folks, get your friends signed up, get them catching these last, we got to get pumped, we got to get past this 22,000 and get these numbers up. But the more
where are we at right now?
The more people we get in, the better chance somebody that we know has of winning this stuff. So keep spreading the word, just like Daniel is right here. And Daniel, thank you, brother.
Let me go see where we're at real quick.
We are at 596 with 893. I'm actually wanting to go through the leaderboards here after a bit, just kind of shout out some folks and praise a couple of dudes for some 25-inch bass I've never seen.
Yeah, what's crazy, man, and I got to fall on the sword and basically
go upload your fish.
I've caught 9 fish over 22 inches this year, 3 over 23. The 10-pounder that I caught in that one video was 25 plus. And my dumb ass didn't take pictures of any of those fish for Catch 22 because I was more focused on shooting the YouTube video and doing all that stuff. But my catch board's always like right there. And so I got to do a better job of holding myself accountable for that. I've got to go out and catch another 50, 60, 70 fish by the end of the year myself. And my goal is to also upgrade pretty substantially. But I do want to say to everybody, every fish you enter is an extra entry for yourself, right? For your chance to win. So even if you have fish that aren't an upgrade, this is the one event where we're like, go enter them anyway, right? Because we're trying to show participation numbers. We're trying to make that heat map look ridiculous. We're trying to engage sponsors. We're trying to engage participants. We're trying to identify areas with a lot of support so that we can pour some gas on the fire, either getting a HOW chapter started or, helping out the HOW chapter in that area to get more people, out on the water, to get more people butts and boats. And
so folks, take your boards, upload your fish. If it doesn't, upgrade your leaderboard, it still pumps up this number and adds more entries to the heat map. So, there's very few that are down around here where I live, and I'm going to be out on the river freezing my butt off tomorrow, trying to find some smallies just to keep getting closer and closer to this number.
Y'all want to see the heat map?
Let me get back to you. Remove this and highlight you.
I want to show everybody the heat map.
There you go. Full screen on you.
All right, give me a second. I'm inside of a concrete building out near the beach in this really awesome place they put me up in called Lively Beach Resort. I'm going to do a review of it. It's so freaking nice. But give me a second. It's actually calculating right now, trying to find the signal. But it's really unreal what this thing looks like when it comes up. And there's so many fish on it. I mean, I'm just going to show you guys. There's so many fish on it. It's having a hard time calculating.
There it goes.
That's what it looks like. And then it's like recalculate. How your GPS is like trying to find its way after it's like recalculating. So it's loading the fish right now. If I just do a single event like the knucklehead or a trail or something, it pops right up. But when you've got 22,000 fish or 21,893 that are populating, it's pretty crazy what it looks like.
Let me answer this guy's question. Does the identifier have to be included with the submission? If you're in the fishing for fun, you can literally hold up a bluegill, a bass, a crappie, a perch. We've seen them all. If you're in the KBF one that's like kayak based for each state, then we need your catch board. We need your identifier, the 22N23. And if you're in the boats or any water, same thing. You need a catch board. You need the identifier 22N23. So that's the answer to that question.
Man, this thing is like struggling inside this concrete building. But man, it is unreal when it pops up. What it actually looks like. I'm gonna squeeze in and show it to you next time it pops up, and then we'll kind of move on. Look at that, dude. It's the whole country.
It looks like a weather map.
It looks like one of those movies when they have like a disease outbreak.
Yep.
And it says like, boop, 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 boop. That's what it looks like. And let me close it out and open it back up and see if it'll do it a little faster. But yeah, man, it's a crazy out to about the Rockies, and then it kind of fades out, and then it picks back up on the West Coast. It's just amazing how much participation there's been in this event. But again, that's also why we want to just kind of paint it. Let's finish it out strong and paint the whole country red.
Caro, if you want to add your fish, you can join the Just for Fun. And the only requirement there is you show a picture of a fish. So if you want to do your $22 donation, jump in the Just for Fun one and upload every fish that you've taken this year.
Yep. People have asked me that privately, so I'm glad somebody asked that, and I'm glad you clarified it. On the Just for Fun category, you can
and whoever this person is about submitting him, it doesn't matter. It increases the number, which is what matters.
Man, this thing is acting crazy right now. I guess it's because there's so many dang on fish on there. But yeah. Did we announce the winners? Or did
we haven't done any drawings yet. We talked about what we were going to do, but if you
let me go ahead and do the winners. I am going to message this out through the Catch22 app as well. I'll send it via the user message and via email with instructions on how to contact me. The instructions are going to be in the thing, but I'm going to say it just in case you say, hey, my buddy told me I won. I get this text every time. Hey, my buddy told me I won. Okay, who are you? What did you win? I don't know who I is, right? So when you send me the email or the text, tell me what you won, who you are, and where the prize is to be either shipped to or how it's redeemed. So give me your shipping address, your email address. If you're texting me, obviously I'll know that. But identify yourself and who you are, because it's very hard for me to keep up with it. Hey, man, I just heard I won is not going to help me. You know what I'm saying? I get that a lot. I even get people who leave me voicemails. Hey, man, I just called to let you know I saw on the live stream that I won. Thanks. What am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So if
you send me the email, again, my email is kayakbassfishing@gmail.com. My cell number is 757-348-2232. Put your name, where you're from, city and state, address if there's something I've got to ship to you, and then, tell me what you won. Don't just assume that I know it. Make it to where it's not so complicated, right?
Yep.
So let's just kick this thing off. First winner from South Carolina, Mr. Tim Day, wins a $100 Fish USA gift card.
Tim Day
from South Carolina. I'm going by state too, just in case there's people with the same name. There might be people with the same name, but I doubt there's people with the same name in the same state, right? Except for maybe in like rural Kentucky, where in that case you're probably related anyway, so y'all can just call them and say, "Hey, man, I got your prize."
And you said Tim Day is from South Carolina?
Yeah, Tim Day from South Carolina.
All right.
Next winner,
it in so anybody can not miss it.
Next winner from West Virginia, Alex Callahan, Callihan. Both Tim and Alex won a $100 Fish USA gift card. So you guys give me a shout, shoot me a text, give me an email, and I'll get you over those gift cards. Those do not have to be mailed. I will send you the code. That way you can redeem them immediately. The next two prizes are $100 KBF gift certificates. You can either use them for entries, you can use them for gear, you can use them for anything KBF related. And the first one from New Jersey is Bill Robinson. Bill Robinson, Robinson. And that's Bill Robinson from New Jersey. The next winner from all the way out on the left coast in California, taking home another $100 KBF Bucks gift card, Mr. Tim Bosanko, Bosanko. And then I drew for a KBF lifetime membership. And man, this is a recurring theme of like the last either 2 or 3 prize packages. I don't have favorites, just like when you have your kids. But sometimes when these names are drawn, like you're like, hell yeah.
Yep.
You
And
know
I
what
made
mean?
sure said person is actually watching right now.
And this one was absolutely like I got goosebumps when it.
Yep. I'm still.
Yeah. So, and that winner of the KBF lifetime membership is Miss Lynn Yester. So, congratulations, Lynn.
Way to go.
Lifetime membership.
Welcome to the KBF Life Member Club.
All right. So, we're going to finish this thing up because I need to get off here and get my butt in the bed. I got to fly on Thanksgiving, which is going to be a treat in itself. That should be the awesome deal. But I get back to Huntsville tomorrow evening, get to spend Thanksgiving with my daughter. So that's going to be cool. And I'm going to run back through the prize packages one more time. That is still up for grabs. Get your 22 fish in. If you haven't entered yet and you see this, get 22 fish caught. If you just do the just for fun, you can use fish you've already caught.
Yep.
You can take a picture. I guess technically I could post all my fish pictures of me holding the fish in the just for fun. Yep. And I can bolster that up. So I'll do that. I'll stop being a hypocrite and I'll do it myself.
Yep.
I've got some more fish I have to enter. And I was looking at the weather back in Huntsville because I'm heading back tomorrow, and it's looking like it's lipless crank and Alabama rig time. So I should be able to go get some punch them in the face in bunches, for the next, week and a half, 2 weeks. Not my favorite time of the year to fish, but it is my favorite time of the year to get out there and fish when there's nobody else fishing. And you really have an opportunity to catch some absolute slobs. And most people have focused on hunting, put their gear away, watching football, watching TV, doing honeydews, whatever, tinkering in the garage. And man, those big fish haven't gone deep yet. They're still going to be in 1.5 to 2 foot of water in the middle of the day, and they're going to be just out there in that 4 to 6 foot of water for a long time.
Jason, get entered, because then you'll be entered for all 3 of these kayaks that he's giving away 1 month from today.
Yeah, so, and one of those kayaks might go great with the black pack prize pack that Jason won the other day on my YouTube giveaway. He actually commented and won the black pack top prize, the black pack with the 3 accessories and all that good stuff. And so, and then he inadvertently texted me a picture of some food today while I was feeling sick. And then I was like, oh, I put the little heart thing on it. He's like, oh, sorry, wrong Chad. I'm like, thanks, bro. You could have just
appreciate it.
Could have just acted like you texted me on purpose. But anyway, it's been a blessed year, even with all the struggles and all the, well-documented BS. And I know every day that when I wake up, I'm blessed to be in a position to pass these blessings on to somebody else. I want to finish the video with this. I reshared a video from Alex Rudd. This year, a couple of times I've woken up, I've felt weird, or I've had a couple of days lingering, and I've called you up and go, man, I got this on my heart. I think I should do this video. Yep. And you've either said, no, dude, you're crazy, stop doing that, or hell yeah, go with it, right? There's been a mixed bag. Sometimes it's just been me needing somebody to talk to, and a lot of times you're my somebody to talk to. But I woke up the other day and I was feeling that kind of way.
Yep.
Just was down. Was I don't know what it was, man. I was just in my feels. I was dragging. I had no reason to be that way. It was just one of those days. The closer I get to Veterans Day and the few days leading up to it and the few days after it are always kind of tough. Same thing with Memorial Day. But this was different. I don't know what it was. And inexplicably, I opened up my phone, and I don't watch a lot of videos from other friends of mine. I know them. I fish with them. I don't got to go watch a video with them, right? So Alex Rudd's post pops up in my freaking feed, and I get a notification. I click on it and I watch his video. And I think it's titled "This Had to Be Said" or something like that. So I go over to Alex Rudd's channel and watch that video. And the one thing that I'll say also is, outside of the, like, it's okay to not be okay, it's also okay to be nice to somebody that's not nice to you. I had this experience actually here in Corpus Christi. Dude was kind of a douche to me. And I said, "Hey man, do you just need a hug?" Being kind of tongue in cheek, but at the same time, I really kind of meant it a little, like trying to diffuse the situation. And the dude, who's about as big as me, about as burly as me, neither one of us are somebody you would expect this to happen. He's like, "Yeah, man, I kind of do." And I was like, "Cool." And me and this dude don't even know each other. I gave him a hug. We both walked away and had a better day, but it could have easily been a F you, no F you, Yeah. So you don't know what other people are going through. Yep. Right. So if you can just give somebody a smile and some encouragement, you can send them down the path of having road wave instead of road rage. What I'm saying? And, man, I miss my papa like every single time of the year when it starts getting around this time of the year, because we used to always hunt together. He was real big on Christmas and all that kind of stuff. And my papa never met a stranger. He did this finger wave when he was driving. As he was passing people, he'd just put his finger up, right? Little seemingly meaningless thing. But now that I'm back in Texas, people do the finger wave.
We do that here in Indiana like all the time. Out the country.
People pull over and let people go by, right? Texas's shoulders you can actually drive on. So if somebody's running up on you, instead of brake checking them, you just get over and let them go by.
Yep.
So it's been really nice to get the finger wave thing going again. But that little thing, that little gesture, however many muscles it takes to raise that finger up, do something to make somebody else smile instead of compounding on their crappy day that they're having. And it falls right into the "you good bro," the "you good sis" thing. You know what I'm saying?
I still want you to make my shirt.
What's that?
I still want you to make my shirt.
It's coming. But speaking of shirts, one thing that I would like to say is, like, if you got somebody that really means something to you, go pick up one of the "you good bro" or "you good sis" shirts, send it to them and send them a message with it that says, "Hey, I was just thinking about you." And then every time they wear that shirt, they're going to think about you. And then they could pay it forward and do it with somebody else. And there's a same thing with all the knucklehead stuff. The same exact policy for the split from that merchandise goes 25, 50, 25. And I don't do a good enough job of touting and promoting that. But if you go to the KBF store, the knucklehead merchandise falls under my charity philosophy. It's the same formula.
Yep.
And I think when it's all said and done, we're going to get to write a pretty good check to Heroes on the Water at the end of this year, after the smoke settles and the dust clears with the Catch22, calculating up the merchandise sales and all that good stuff. And I'm looking forward to putting that number out on December 22nd as well. And then handing that check over and getting the ball rolling. Speaking of checks, and then I'll shut up and let you take over. Kathy Pauly, who won the Old Town
she had the MK 106, wasn't it?
I was supposed to mail her the MSO, right? The manufacturer statement of origin, so that she could register it.
Yep.
Well, every time I texted her, she was in a deer stand and she's like, "Call me later." And I was like, "Okay, my bad." And then when I was supposed to call her, I forgot. Then she forgot to message me. Well, then she messaged me and did her part, and I completely forgot about it. So the other day I was fishing and it just hit me because I saw somebody in an Old Town. I was like, "Oh crap, I forgot to reach back out to Kathy." So I texted her and I said, "Hey Kathy, when are you going to be at Ditto?" She said, "About 15 minutes. No. I said, "Well, I've obviously dropped the ball on getting you the MSO and the bill of sale so you could get it registered in Michigan." She's like, "Oh, it's fine. Once I realized you hadn't shipped it yet, I was preferred that you didn't.
Yep.
So I'll be there in about 15 minutes. And I said, "Well, I'm on the water trying to catch a few more fish for the Catch22. I'm heading home in about 2 hours. Let's meet at the campground." So she met at the campground. We passed off the kayak tour. She's stoked. It's on top of their truck. She's heading to Florida with it. She got her MSO. She got the little toolkit that goes with it. I showed her how everything works, and she was pretty stoked. So that's yet another prize package that we gave out this year. I think that's the 4th kayak we gave away. We end up giving away 7 or 8 when it's all said and done.
Yep.
And again, I have done a poor job of touting these sponsors. I will wrap it up towards the end of the year. I've got to do some videos in that MK106.
Yep.
But what I decided to do is do the video with the winner. So basically, Kathy and I are going to hook up when I get down to Florida, and we're going to do some promo videos of the MK106, both with me using it and with her using it, and get her thoughts on it. But she was really stoked when she got the boat.
Fun boat. I took it out when we went for that night fishing trip that got run over by duck hunters. But that's a good little boat. I mean,
yeah.
I liked it.
And what happened is she won the kayak giveaway for the Catch 5, where it said up to it was either a $1,200 or $1,500 value. And she said, what I really want is an Old Town MK106. And I was like, I just happen to have one of those.
Yep.
And I said, but you want a $1,200 or $1,500 value kayak, and that's substantially more.
Yep.
So I basically just figured out how much it cost, factored up the difference, and I said, how about this? How about you pay the difference between that boat wholesale and that boat, the other boat wholesale, and then you just donate it to Hal? And she's like, hell yeah. So that's like another $1,200 or $1,500 that's going directly to Hal, just because she decided to upgrade the boat.
Yep.
And I okayed it with Ocean Kayak, or with the Old Town. And man, it's just been one little blessing after another, with this thing. And I think, were you with me when we drew her, or did I call you and tell you?
I think you called and told me, but I knew it because I was going to be down there fishing with you. Yeah.
When I called her to tell her that she won, she was on the water with like the women's fishing federation thing.
That's right. Yep.
And she was just like stoked. She even yelled at somebody she was fishing with next to her, I just won a kayak. It was pretty cool, man. And so we want to be able to do more of that next year. So we really want to finish as strong as we can, so I can take these numbers and go to sponsors and say, look, I want you to donate some prizes, but I've got this 50% projection based on the number of entries we had last year that I can budget towards buying product to put up as prizes. So if you guys don't know, and I'll finish with this, we do 25, 50, 25. 25% goes to the charity. 50% we use to purchase prizes to put back into the prize pool. And then 25% we retain for the business operation, overhead expenses, and whatever profitability we can make off of it, because FishOps is not a not-for-profit. It's a brand.
You got to pay the judges too. I mean, that's part of it.
Not a brand. It's not a brand.
Yep.
It's a brand with a mission. It's the ultimate goal is to make FishOps a B Corp, like Bomba Socks or Tom's Shoes or something like that down the road.
Yep.
But it's a mission, right? And so the bigger we can finish this year out, the more I can go back to sponsors with and say, here's my projections, donate this, and I'll buy this. And man, that just opens up the floodgate. And my ultimate goal is to get this thing, in that $50 to $75 to $100,000 range as quickly as we can. And then when we can start saying, sign up for the Catch22 challenge, over $50,000 in prizes, and ultimately I do want to start both recognizing catch accomplishments, which I will be doing on the December 22nd edition, and just random, not high pressure, just the fact that you're in there and you're catching your 22 fish, you have a chance to win. And so that way we can kind of do both. And I think we're turning that corner right now.
Yep.
We get this thing up over 1,000 people, 30, 40, 50,000 fish entered. There's no brand in the industry that can ignore the fact that this thing has got momentum. It's got a lot of eyeballs, and it's a worthwhile cause to participate in.
Yep.
So
100%.
check out this heat map. It just popped up.
Yep.
Look at that, man. Is that insane?
That is
Look
nuts.
at that. And like I said, it kind of slows down in the Rockies, and then it pops back up over in Southern California, Arizona kind of area. But man, the East Coast, the Southeast, just unreal.
Midwest is killing
Midwest. I mean, honestly, look at that. It's insane how many entries have come in from this thing. It's crazy. It's almost every body of water that can be fished east of the Rockies has got some Catch-22 entries in it. It's crazy.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, man, what else we got? Because I've faked it about as long as I can, like acting like I feel okay.
No, we're good. We did the drawings. The key thing is tonight to get everybody to get out there, get their congrats to Lynn and the rest of tonight's winners. But the big shoe is one month from today. So December 22nd, join us. It's going to be a pre-Christmas party that you don't want to miss as we wrap up the 2023 Catch-22 challenge. We're going to go through all of our state leaders
and announce the 24 Catch-22 challenge.
Yep. So we're going to go through when we come back to the next show. It's going to be a good show because we're going to go through all the state leaders. We're going to go through the biggest fish we can find, and there's some 25s in there. God, eyeballs bulging out of their faces. And then we're giving away more prizes, including those last 3 kayaks and all the goodies that come with them. So, folks, make sure you get your friends in. Let's get these numbers up over 22K and then some. Know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good time. I absolutely love the Catch-22 program. I mean, it's just, if you're not into derbs and all the other good stuff, it's just a good, fun reason to go out and fish with your friends, fish against your friends, talk a little smack to your Freedom Squad brethren, and, put some big monsters up on the board too. But again, we're doing it for a great cause known as Heroes on the Water too. So, yeah.
There's one of the 23s that I caught this year that I didn't even measure. I mean, I didn't even take a picture. I measured it, but I didn't even take a picture of it. And speaking of 25s, it was actually my first fish over 25 in like 2.5 years. And when I caught that thing, I didn't even have my measuring board with me, but I really didn't care, bro. I had such a good day that day, having Austin like right over my shoulder. Yeah, dude. Look at that thing.
Look at the eyeballs on that thing.
It looks like a science fair project gone bad.
I just want to know who's fishing next to the nuclear plant. Holy Simpsons.
Yeah, that thing, it literally looks almost like a car. You know the claymation things that you used to have when like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Yep. When the snowman came out and he kind of waddled out. You know how the elves had those like eyes that bugged out? That looks like one of those claymation creatures that somebody made, and like it escaped from the laboratory and came to life or something. You know what I mean?
So nuts. All right, dude, I will let you get back to it. Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your friends and family. Chad, get back home safe. For everybody else out there, man, just keep it up and enjoy the holidays. And let's get out there and catch some more fish before especially for us up north, before the ice freeze is over.
Hey, and everybody have an amazing Thanksgiving tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving. Focus on those that mean the most to you. Focus on just that spirit of being thankful. Yep. It's not just about turkey and football and sleeping and dressing and desserts. It's about that spirit of thankfulness. And I'm thankful for you, Knucklehead. So love y'all. JT, thank you again, man. Appreciate you helping hold down the fort. And I think I'm going to go to bed now.
All right. We're out.
All right, man. Y'all be good.